And welcome back to Atreyu News. Breaking. The suspected Delaware cop killer is now dead. After a 12-hour standoff with police, the suspect who shot and killed Delaware State Trooper was killed. The suspect barricaded himself in his home and came out shooting at police. Can you imagine? What a nut job. Police returned fire and killed the suspect. Yeah, no kidding. Fox News reports, the man who shot and killed a Delaware trooper was killed Thursday morning in a gun battle with law enforcement after a standoff at his home that stretched on for more than 12 hours, state police confirmed. As police closed in on his house with an armored bulldozer, the unnamed suspect burst out of the home around 9:17 a.m., started firing, investigators said. I know it's not funny, but just the way they wrote it down is it's got a ring to it. Police returned fire. The killer had fired at officers who were outside of his home around 4 a.m., police said. It was not known what type of weapon he was using. There were no reported injuries. People living in the area had evacuated. There may be indications the suspect's body trapped his home. Fox 29 reported. There may be indications the suspect booby trapped his home. Fox 29 reported. The standoff unfolded after the suspect gunned down a state trooper in a Wawa parking lot. Delaware State Police Superintendent Nathaniel McQueen said the trooper approached a suspicious vehicle with two men inside. McQueen said a struggle ensued and the trooper was shot multiple times by one of the men, who then fled the scene. The second man was arrested at the scene of the crime. So the war on our police will continue, as it shows. It kind of sucks because I know we can't just go around and start a civil war so we can have our way. However, if the people that wish to destroy the Western civilization weren't alive to tell about it, then wouldn't we get our way? I'm not promoting a war, however, you wouldn't have a problem with an individual if that individual did not exist. True? Sad. Newsweek caught red-handed lying about USS Carl Vinson and support ships. Newsweek stated that the USS Carl Vinson and other ships in its carrier strike group cannot shoot down ballistic missiles, despite that being a bold-faced lie. Well, one thing I know you don't want to mess around with is the Allies' Navy. We've all seen, well, not all of us, but if you ever watch World War II videos, you'll find out that approaching American warships, even at the beginning of the war, when America's Navy was in turmoil, is incredibly dangerous. They could shoot down anything, missiles, planes, anything. So, yeah, the most impressive Navy the world has ever seen is in America's hands. From Newsweek, the flagship in Donald Trump's American Armada is due to arrive in the waters off South Korea at the end of this week as a show of force to North Korea's belligerent dictator Kim Jong-un, who has threatened all-out war in the face of threats from Washington over its nuclear missile tests. I would be in favor of a strategic missile attack on their nuclear facility. From what I understand, they can't even put a nuclear warhead on a missile. They'd have to load it up into a plane, much like America did in the Second World War. That's basically where North Korea is right now, where America was in the Second World War. So they'd have to physically fly it over with a propellered, slow-ass plane over a target and then drop it and hope to God that everything goes okay, because they have a bad reputation of having defective missiles that never explode and defective bombs that never explode. But here's the funny part, is that with satellite technology and Western allies watching them closely, if they even got the plane off of the air, like off the runway, it'd get shot down probably before it even got a mile away from its original destination. So North Korea is batshit crazy, and I think a strategic missile strike would be appropriate because he's out of his damn mind. Having said that, they can't even get a nuclear bomb off the ground. To take down a missile, the carrier would need to pressure an Aegis surveillance system. Experts told Bloomberg News Wednesday it's not just the USS Carl Vinson that lacks the capability, but also South Korea and Japan's largest battleships and the 3 other American warships, the destroyers USS Wayne and the USS Michael, and the guided missile cruiser USS Lake Champlain. To the contrary, both destroyers listed by Newsweek, the USS Wayne and the USS Michael, have the Aegis system Newsweek claimed they did not have. From navaltechnology.com, the revised flight, the 2 A ships entered production in the late 1997, have been commissioned and are in active service. In addition, the USS Carl Vinson is not the flagship of Donald Trump's armada, as Newsweek claimed. It is the flagship of Carrier Strike Group 1 of the U.S. Navy and is an armada of the American military, serving all Americans, not just the President. This pathetic hit piece on Trump includes false information about the U.S. Navy's capabilities and should be dismissed as fake news. So at least we know where Newsweek is coming from. They wish to destroy the Western Empire. They're part of the world order, and they want it destroyed, regardless of what lies they perpetrate on who they hurt and what gets destroyed. They want to say America's weak. That's the point. America's weak, America's weak. To provoke an attack from one of our enemies. Breaking. Russian spy ship sinks into the sea. A Russian spy ship collided with a Togo flagship and has sunk off the Turkish coast. Collided with a ship. The BBC reported a Russian spy ship has sunk off the Turkish coast after being breached in a collision with a freighter. With all its crew rescued, the Turkish coastal authority says. Russia confirmed earlier that the hull of the Lehman, part of its Black Sea fleet, has sustained a breach with crew working to keep it afloat. It is not yet clear what caused the collision. The ship hit a Togo-flagged boat carrying livestock, Turkish media said. Wow, probably scared the crap out of all those animals.